It's Jeff Davis with the Davis Group coming to you with another agent training. This is agent training number 5, I believe it is. Yes. Today we're going to be talking about personal presentation. Now, sales is a presentation job because everything relies upon how people perceive you when they first meet you, whether that's over the phone, but especially in person. They're going to make an impression of you. So, what you want to do is put your best foot forward and present yourself in such a way that it casts a favorable light to others. Now, you have to present yourself every day when you go to work. You have to wake up with an attitude that you're a winner and you want to portray this winning attitude to every single person you meet. You want to view yourself as a book of information that helps your clients realize their real estate dreams. No one wants to read a book if the cover of the book is all jacked up. So, men and women notice different things about us, and keep this in mind. They're going to notice things about you. They're going to look at things about you. Like I wear glasses, so of course people notice that when they meet me. I've got gray in my goatee. People are going to notice that when they meet me. It is important that you look, excuse me, in a mirror before you let people look at you. Open your mouth. Show your teeth. You might have a piece of pork chop stuck from, dinner or lunch. So make sure that before you are in front of people, you have looked in a mirror and you see how you look. You want to always try to look your absolute best before meeting clients. Now, we've all heard the term dress for success. In California, success is business casual. So no holy jeans or holy pants, no halter tops, no shirts with excessive cleavage. I mean, you want to be presentable to people. You want them to look at you and to see a professional. You don't want to look like you're headed to the bar or you're headed to the club. You don't want to look like you're looking for a date or you're on the hunt for your next conquest. You want to look professional. You have to take this into consideration if you're going to work with people that have a high net worth, because the more money a person makes, typically the more they're going to look at things and notice things because they're comparing you to other people. And keep this in mind. You are not on an island and you're not the only option. So when people are talking to you about their real estate needs, you've got competition who's coming in there, and a lot of the things you're saying, they're saying. A lot of the things you say you're going to do, they will do. So what's going to make the difference is your personal presentation. Listen twice as much as you speak. Even if you're the type of person who's kind of long-winded and you like to talk a lot, you like to hear yourself talk a lot, I'm going to suggest that if you're going to be successful in this business, you got to speak less and listen more, because you want to find out what's going on with the client. And the more people feel like they're being heard, the greater the chances are that you will win the business. But if you do all the talking and you make it into a lecture, there's a very good possibility they're not going to pick you. So here's some pointers. Number one, set your attitude right every morning. Now, I get up early and I take that time to read, to pray, to get my head in the game, as it were. For some people, it's to meditate, maybe have some coffee and just relax. Wake up. Come out of the fog that we call sleep and get your mind set for having an absolutely great day. Make sure that when you leave home, your attitude is as positive as it can be, because a positive attitude is contagious. Now, of course, you got to practice personal hygiene. You need to make sure that you use mouthwash. You need to make sure that you use deodorant and cologne. Why? Because of odors that offend will typically cost you the sale. If people pick up odors from you, they're going to have a problem with you. And you say, well, with grown people, you should never have to have this conversation. But of course you have to have this conversation, because You're also going to deal with this when you're dealing with sellers and buyers. Some of them don't practice personal hygiene, and you're going to have to overlook that stuff because you want to sell. However, the seller and the buyer won't overlook it in us. If they don't like what they see and they don't like what they smell, trust me, you won't be back. Fix your hair. Now you say, oh my goodness, what are you talking about? Yes, make sure that your hair is presentable. Comb it. If it's going to be long, then make sure it's presented. To just go out and just be all wild in the head when you know that that's, people are going to look at your face, they're going to see your hair, it's a turnoff. Again, I'm giving you some pointers that are very practical because these are things that cost people sales. Some people think they can be any kind of way and people will work with them. Well, I've got news for you. People are picky. Don't think for 1 minute they're going to pick you just because you're you. You have to be presentable, and your hair is one of the biggest things that could be in the way. If you're a man, get it cut, groomed. If you're a woman, make sure that it's nice. Again, you got so many different ways that you can put your hair. It's not a problem. You got many options. But what I'm saying is, don't just go, this is who I am. You just wake up, jump out of bed, and that's the world. Here you come. No, you have to present yourself. Smile. When you're talking to people, let them see a smile. Let them see some happiness and some joy across your face. You're dressed for success. Your personal hygiene is together. Your hair is together. You're smiling and you've got a great positive attitude. You have set yourself up to receive success today. When you walk with confidence. Don't walk too fast. Don't walk too slow. But make sure your shoulders are not slumped. Stand up straight. No matter what your situation may be personally, look like you are on top of the world. You are a winner and nothing stands in your way. Speak with confidence. Now, should you speak with confidence? Yes, but you also got to speak with competence. You don't want to overburden the buyer or the seller with your vast knowledge of real estate. But the reality is that you got to talk like you know what you're talking about. If someone were to ask you, oh, okay, so we're thinking about moving in that area, tell us a little bit about the area. You should have looked at that area before you went into the area. So you can tell them a few things about the area. You always do your research first. And if you know there's building, a lot of building and new construction going on, if you know that there's a project on the highway, whatever it may be, show your competence. You're not trying to show out, but you want to show. And if the buyer, because they live there, or let's say the seller, if they're more familiar with things than you are, don't argue your point. Concede. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, wow, that's interesting. Don't fight. Some people are so busy trying to be right that they're going to fight everybody, and you can't win fighting clients. Explain real estate terms. Remember, we're in an industry that has a lot of terms. Escrow. Come on. Most people, normal people, don't know what escrow is. They don't know what the process is. They don't understand what it means to go to a lender to actually get pre-qualified for a mortgage. They don't know what earnest money is or how it works. So there are times when you need to explain the process, especially if you're going to have people sit down and talk about signing a contract. Make sure you're familiar with the contract you're asking them to sign. Now, don't be afraid to admit there are things you don't know, because none of us know it all. But you can let people know, well, hey, that's a good question. I don't exactly have the answer, but give me a little time and I will get it, and then I'll get back to you. They'll respect your honesty. Finally, big one. Beware of commission breath. All of us want to get paid. But when you are dealing with clients, forget about the money you will make. Forget it. Let's say it's a $500,000 house, 3% commission, $15,000. Don't go in the front door salivating over the $15,000 because number one, you don't have it. But number two, your clients are going to smell commission breath. They're going to smell desperation. You can't be desperate. Even if you are desperate, fake it. Get your mind in the right place and realize that you are not compensated because you have needs. You are compensated because you help people meet their needs, specifically their real estate needs. You help buyers find a house that they will enjoy. You help sellers sell their house so that they can move on. Don't have commission breath. Again, this is Jeff Davis, the Davis Group. Until the next video, we'll see you then.